Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Here we are again, boys, at the end of the week, and I've got a huge stack of stories in front of me. Things that didn't make it to 3 Things to Know this week.
Oh, yeah.
Cutting room floor. Everything from, like, family trip goals to watching a TV show that you realize was filmed in your own apartment. The number 1 favorite store in the United States, and how to prevent shark attacks. Are you ready?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. Number 1, there is a father and son who are trying to see every United States national park together.
Oh.
Isn't that cool?
That's actually very cool.
Yeah.
That to me feels like one of those
Goals.
bucket list goals, kind of
There
fantasy things where you really just want to get out on the road because you don't have to worry about working or whatever. That would be awesome.
Well, there are 63 parks, though.
Oh.
It's harder than it sounds. They've got 37 down and 26 to go.
Is there a time frame for this they're working within?
I mean, while Dad's still kicking, sure.
Okay. Well, that would be the obvious one.
The son is 15 years old, and they just love the national parks, and they decided, I guess they had seen several, and they decided, okay, let's just see them all.
Now
It's family goals, right?
That actually is a cool family story for the future. If he does that by the time he's 20, I don't know how many 20-year-olds have actually seen every national park in the country.
I know. I've only seen
He
a
might be
few.
the only one.
I've seen a few big, obvious ones, and I really loved them. If you've never gone into and enjoyed the beauty of a national park, it's a sacred area. It's an area where the other stuff has to be out.
Grand Canyon, is that considered?
Absolutely. Well, you start asking me this without the book in front of me.
What about?
Well, I know Great Smoky Mountain National Park, obviously.
most
that's one of the
visited,
big-
actually.
Is
That one's
that
the
one?
most, yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's what I hear anyway.
Oh, I've been there. That's one.
What is the other one that's the one you got the ticket in, Sam? The
yeah.
Natchez Trace?
Oh,
Is that that
Is
area?
that a
protected
national
area?
park?
I don't know if it's a park or just a federal.
Well, because you got pulled over by a park ranger.
Yeah.
But it was a serious
I know.
offense because it's a federal.
Yeah, it was a $500 ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't matter how fast I was going. It was $500.
The point being, your goal doesn't have to be exactly what this father and son are doing. It's just beautiful and it's a thought, you know?
Yeah.
Put it on your list to see some of those things. Everything doesn't have to be an amusement park.
Well, and you know
Although that would be fun. Roller coasters.
I know. You've been to more amusement parks than you have national parks.
and you've seen those Discovery Channel or other documentaries where there are people that do that. I mean, they're amusement park junkies. That's their
true.
thing. But the national park thing, the only cost
beautiful.
involved there is whatever your travel cost is. You know, I mean, travel and lodging
And admission.
The park. Well, most of the parks are free.
There's no admission, mostly.
I mean,
yeah.
you do have to. What is it in the Great Smoky National Park that changed? And Jodi, you and I have not driven through
Parking.
the park. It's the parking, right?
It's the parking. Yeah. The expense for us in the national in the Smokies was always you wanting to go to Walmart first and get gear. Remember?
Well, yeah. Everybody needs climbing poles.
Is that what they're called? Anyway, moving on. I love that story. Family goals. It's very cool, and hopefully they will continue to do it and document it. So there is a woman who was watching the show Couples Therapy, and she realized that she noted something very weird as she kept watching it. A sticker on the fuse box in the apartment where the show was filmed.
Yeah.
It looked like the very same one that she has in her apartment, and a lot of it. And then she realized the bathroom was the same as hers. And so she posted a video, like a tour of her apartment, and the producers contacted her and confirmed that the show, Couples Therapy, it was the former tenants.
Oh.
So she's watching a show, she's in love with the show, she's binging it, and it was filmed in her apartment.
That's wild.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it has to be, if it's filmed in an apartment, that apartment is somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just not, the current tenants on the show. I thought that was funny. All right. Number 1 most popular store in America currently. Take a guess.
Walmart.
No, sir.
The number one.
That's maybe
store.
the most visited. I would bet that's the most visited.
Well, so what is number one in terms of like
favorite? America's favorite because of generous return policies and member rewards. So that
Costco.
Costco. Yeah. It's not just the samples anymore. It's the fact that they literally have the most generous return policy. I remember I've only ever returned something once, and I remember being nervous.
Yeah.
Standing there going, are they going to take this back? I opened it, but I didn't use it. And I'm sure they didn't even care. They're like, yes. And there were people in front of me returning eggs. Like they take almost anything back without any. They don't need an explanation. They're like, "Yep, you bought it here. You can prove you bought it here. It's ours again."
I think that's another reason that people are fanatical. It's really you don't find a Costco customer that is kind of average and lukewarm about it. Yeah, I shop at Costco. They're usually pretty excited.
I will tell you this though, as a customer, I don't go on the weekends anymore unless I have to, because it's so crazy in there. It's so busy. That's the busiest day, and they handle it well. They staff up. They're helping you. But it's not about them. They're doing everything right. It's me. I forgot one of the most important things I wanted to get for Murphy while I was there because there was just so much to see. My brain was humming, And don't even get me started on all the Christmas stuff. So I need a more peaceful, I need like a Monday afternoon.
That's where you came home with the $8 pumpkin pie.
Yeah, $6.99.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I need to know what you forgot for Murphy.
Premier Protein.
Oh,
yeah.
The chocolate protein drinks that we buy in bulk there, or whatever, big pack.
Yeah.
Forgot it. It was right there by the register, too. Okay, would you like to move on to another one that didn't make it to 3 Things to Know this week, but I love it, cutting room floor stories. The word is there's new information research from an Australian study that putting LED lights like decoys on the bottom of surfboards, they found that it definitely disrupted the sharks from being able to see the silhouettes above, definitely reducing attack rates.
so basically you're blinding the sharks with light.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's just they continue to study sharks, why sharks attack, how could we ever stop it? And a lot of people who are freaked out or attacked or bothered by sharks, they're not necessarily on top of a surfboard, but
When
it's
sharks
just good
look up,
information.
the part of that story I saw was when sharks look up, they see a silhouette of a seal,
Mhm.
and that all they see is the silhouette. So if they see your surfboard, it's like, oh, it looks like a seal. Let me go get it. You put lights on it, they can't.
They
Can't
get
make it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's a simple discovery, but it could change
I guess
the way we do things in the water.
you can really blind them when you put the high beams on, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. What about that strobe?
How many? So how does that look? I mean, are there like 4? How many? How do you lay out the? Is it built into the surfboard, or you put it
I
on
don't know.
yourself?
I don't know. I didn't dig that deep in. It didn't make 3 Things to Know, so I didn't dig that deep
I got
in.
the gist of it, and then it's like, okay.
You can certainly look it up. It's a new study.
I think that's great.
Yeah, I know.
That's a pretty huge breakthrough. Again,
It really is.
Same question asked earlier in the week. Why did it take to 2024 to figure that out? But I guess LED lights and making them waterproof
That's
and all
one
that.
thing.
It's only something of the
Yeah.
last couple of decades.
And
Yeah.
anything that gives you an excuse to buy more flashlights.
Yeah, right.
I'm there.
Exactly.
You know what freaks me out is the videos that you see, especially in the summers, when there are a lot of people on beaches, and you see how close now, because we've all seen those since social media has become so prevalent in our lives. We've seen those videos of, oh my gosh, look at that shark, and people have no idea. But then I also wonder sometimes, is that some sort of fake? Have you seen those videos?
Mm-mm.
You've not seen those?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah. They're everywhere. Google it.
Okay.
Something else you
Yeah.
could look at over
I
the
could
weekend.
see how some of that could be deep fake. I wonder if some people are trying to pass off dolphins as sharks too.
I
in those
mean, no, I
videos.
don't know.
No, it's okay. It's a dolphin. Right.
It's a friendly shark.
Well, that's something for you to look up then, Sam, because there definitely are these, close call shark videos, beaches around the world, and they're online. Something else for you to look at instead of cats and cucumbers. Okay, moving on. This
Those
is
are
also
funny,
from
though.
another part of the world. A $6 bust that was used as a doorstop. So imagine that. Think about the things you use as a doorstop if you live in an old home and need a doorstop.
One of those
Most
old
people-
irons.
Right. I mean, most people don't live in homes where you need a doorstop, right?
No.
Not anymore. But
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, but
it's not a common thing.
The first house we raised the girls in, every door wanted to close itself. But old, pier and
Yeah.
beam home.
That wasn't haunted?
No.
Murphy thought it was haunted at certain times.
Well, I thought it was a happy haunting, but not.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Anyway, there was a marble bust that cost this family $6. They bought it secondhand or something like that, and they were using it as a doorstop. It actually turned out to be, by the way, the bust looks a little bit like Mark Zuckerberg, if you want to Google it. It's actually a treasured 18th century bust of a Scottish politician.
Oh.
And it kept changing hands over the years, over hundreds of years. And anyway, it was just spotted there, and they a historian dug into it and part of a council there, and they looked into it. And sure enough, it's expected to sell. It's going to go on auction for like $3 million.
Wow, man.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
But how are they going to replace the doorstop?
They can buy a $3 doorstop on Amazon. That's how. Okay. Did you hear about, we didn't mention this. We didn't talk about it, but Nintendo has launched a music streaming app for video game music.
Oh,
right?
That's funny.
It is a whole market. There's a whole market. In fact, what's so funny, it's not just for video game music. If you love the music that goes along with, name a game, what's the one where you build? Fortnite.
Minecraft.
Fortnite, too.
Yeah.
If you just love that music, it's not
all
just
the Wii
that.
music.
Yeah. The Wii music is kind of happy. Anyway, one of the trends with that kind of music is that, and we've seen our girls do it, they'll put it on to study by.
Oh, the lo-fi stuff? Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nintendo is launching that. Disney fans have weighed in, next story, about the new attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And yes, they do love it. Yes, it's fun. It replaced Splash Mountain. But the word is, from many who've been on it, that it's too wet. Definitely ride it last. It's more splashes than even before. Some of the changes that they made, it's like, hey, I didn't get as wet when it was the other ride, and now I'm soaked.
But if you're getting on a water ride,
Exactly.
can't you kind of expect that?
Exactly.
Right.
And in fact, there's probably even a giant sign at the front. Before you get in this line, know that you're going to get wet.
I hear you. I'm just reporting it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not, Sam could be posted right there at the entrance.
Read the sign. No, actually, I'll be posted at the exit.
That's right. Told you
There
so.
was a sign. You didn't read it.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.